Clemson Tigers have defeated the Miami Hurricanes 42-17. I just got back from Clemson, South Carolina. Started off the bat, 15 penalties for 135 yards in total. We had more penalty yards than we had passing yards in a football game. I don't care if you're playing the #1 team in the nation or Savannah State. You are not going to win a football game if you give up 15 penalties totaling in 135 yards. That is atrocious. You had 2 weeks to prepare for Clemson. And once again, penalties have been week in and week out an issue. We saw this against Florida State. We saw this against Louisville. UAB, we did not get penalized a lot. But this is a undisciplined football team at Miami. And yes, I agree. The targeting call on Trevor Lawrence was very sketchy. The ACC loves protecting the revenue baby with Trevor Lawrence. Clemson, #1 team in the nation. They know for a fact if Clemson goes down, Trevor Lawrence gets injured, there goes the national title, and there goes all their revenues, because Clemson's carrying the weight of the conference right now. But ultimately, awful job on Miami. Very undisciplined football team we have at hand. Needs to be fixed next week, because we will lose to Pittsburgh if we give up 15 penalties. God awful. Clemson had 34 first downs. They absolutely dominated time of possession. Miami had only 9 first downs. We had no identity at all offensive side of the football. We were 4 out of 15 on third down conversions. Clemson was 8 out of 17. Total yards Clemson had was 550. Trevor Lawrence, 292 passing yards, 29 out of 41, 3 TDs. Travis Etienne, 17 carries, 149 yards. Amari Rodgers, 7 receptions, 62 yards. Brandon Galloway, their tight end, had 2 touchdowns. I thought Clemson left a lot of points on the board. They had 3 field goals blocked. Frank Latson dropped an easy 6. I mean, literally, it just hit him in the hands. They could have put up 60 points on Miami if they wanted to. I think Etienne was wide open in the middle of the field when they were near the goal line. I think it was around the 30-yard line. And I think we batted it down at the line of scrimmage, but that was another easy touchdown. Etienne was wide open as well. Miami got a lot of breaks. You know, I thought our quarterbacks played average. I think at times they played well, but most of the game, it was just really average, in my opinion. There were a lot of open receivers. Where I was sitting, I was able to get a real good view of the overall field, and I saw a lot of missed opportunities on Clemson's side of the football offensively. You know, they could have put up a lot more points on these guys, in my opinion. RD line, 1 sack. The key of this game was getting to Trevor Lawrence, putting pressure on him. We did not do that, unfortunately. It is what it is. Bubba Bowles, an outstanding job, 10 total tackles. Even Des Bryant from the Dallas Cowboys gave him a shout out. But overall, man, deeply disappointed defensively. Clemson just put on a clinic. A lot of people said we underachieved this game. We didn't show up. We did not play good at all. Underachieving is an understatement. We played god-awful. Offensively, this is the part of, you know, the game where I thought we were going to excel, as well as our defensive line. Huge disappointment. We were not able to create an offensive identity at all. It was a lot of 3 and outs. De'Ara King was 12 out of 28, 124 yards passing the football. Huge shout out goes to Brett Venables, stopping Miami's run game, loading the box every single time, and Miami had no answer. 5 sacks on De'Ara King. I believe we only had 11 rushing yards. That's awful. That's all. You can't win a football game just having 11 total rushing yards from our 3 running backs. Our leading rusher was De'Ara King. He had that big 56-yard rush. I think he had 84 total rushing yards. But, you know, when you eliminate the run game from our running backs, which was the key to our offense, that opened up the offense for us, then utilizing our tight ends, then our deep ball threat with D. Wiggins. That's how Miami's offense goes up-tempo and is successful. Tip my hat off to Brett Venables, man. Hell of a job. That's why he's the best defensive coordinator in the game. My opinion on Miami's wide receiver core, it's time to rebuild at that position group. Time to bring in the true freshmen. I want guys who are hungry to play. The Keyshawn Smiths, the Michael Reddings, the Xavier Restrepos. Our upperclassmen, they don't have that fire. They don't have it in them, guys. I thought the corner on the pick from King, I truly thought the corner pushed off of Wiggins at first. Reviewing the play, I spoke with Brad, who literally sat right next to the sidelines. I think Wiggins told Ed Reed, he thought the corner was very physical, should have been a flag. Ed Reed said to get physical. You got to go out and get that, man. You got to have that want, that fire in you, that fight. You're playing the #1 team in the nation. If you think someone's being physical with you, that there's going to be a flag, you don't leave it up to the ref. You got to take advantage of your opportunities. And I truly think the wide receiver core, it's a rebuilding year at that position. Time to play the young guys, let them learn, make mistakes, and rebuild. Nobody from our upperclassmen wide receivers were recruited under this coaching staff and under Manny Diaz as head coach. This was the Mark Richt era. It is what it is. I think we should move on. That's my opinion. Once again, special teams, they did their thing. Pretty consistent there. But overall, man, Miami did not show up. Huge disappointment. We have Pittsburgh next week at the University of Miami. We win consecutively, and then we lose consecutively. What will we do after this game? Are we going to feel sorry for ourselves, or are we going to smack Pittsburgh in the mouth? What are we going to do? Is it going to be the same story every year, or are we finally going to change as a program? Pittsburgh, UVA, NC State. Those next 3 games are going to tell us a lot about Coach Manny Diaz and this football program. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and always all about the U.